What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here. Today I'm joined by Jada and Tastic, and today I want to talk about the Dragon Ball Fighterz roster and kind of like the characters that we all like to see and don't want to see in the community. Now before I start, a couple things I want to toss out there. Number one, at the current moment of recording this, which is June 19th, 2017, we don't know what the full roster is yet. There's no information. Everything you read online is going to be speculation and theory. But in general, Arc System Works has done a lot smaller rosters. And in general, fighting games have a lot smaller rosters than games like Dragon Ball Xenoverse and Tenkaichi and Budokai. I think usually the average fighting game has like, what, 30, 40, 50 characters tops. You know, back in our day, you know, when we were younger, the average fighting game had like, what, 15, 10, 12, something like that?
Yeah, and max. I remember, what was it, which one? Final Bout? Final Bout had like 10 characters.
Yeah,
like
we're not going to talk about Final Bout though. But the point is, Arc System Works in general has a lot smaller rosters. And the reason why is because they spend more time building these characters out. Now, Dragon Ball Xenoverse has a lot more unique characters than, you know, older Dragon Ball games, just because they actually spend time individually making each character and combining or adding the combo strengths and yada yada yada. But even then, each one of those characters took like a couple weeks to make. The average character with an Arc Systems game's work takes about 3 months to make. So they spend a lot of time crafting every single combo to make sure there's no flaws, to make sure they're linked together well, and adding unlimited potential for the character to play. That's why they're so much smaller, because they literally spend a lot of time. So, with that said, what is one character that you don't care about seeing in this game? Now, before everybody says Free Soldier, Cell Jr., yada yada yada, don't comment that. If you commented, change your question or change your answer. The question, what I'm talking about when I say which character you don't care about, are more like the major characters. So, for example, I don't want to see Raditz. I don't want to see Zarbon. I don't want to see Dodoria. I don't want to see Goku. If one of you guys don't have to want to see Goku, but that'd be kind of weird because he's kind of like the main character. But the point is, who's that one character that's kind of important that if he wasn't in the game, he or she, that wouldn't make you too mad? Let us know that character for you down below and why. With that said, Danny, I'm just going to toss a question to you as well. One character. Who is one important character, quote unquote, that you wouldn't want to see in the game?
Oh, one important character?
Yeah. So not Cell Jr., Frieza Soldier, yada yada yada.
I have a bunch that I don't care about that other people would probably want the game. Like the whole Ginyu Force, get him out. Dodoria, Zarbon, get him out. Nappa, could probably take him out because we got Vegeta.
He gave me a lot of people.
Hey man, you know what? I'm ruthless. You don't make the cut, you don't make the cut. That's it.
I mean, it's your opinion. Remember, everybody has an opinion. So if someone says your favorite character, by the way, don't slaughter each other for.
And obviously, huge disclaimer, asterisk. If those people make it into the game, that's great. I'm all for more characters in the game. I'm just saying, if I have to choose and the roster is small, then I got no qualms cutting a few people.
Honestly, when it comes down to this game, I feel like we're not going to see, you know, the lesser major characters. I feel like we won't see someone like Raditz, for example, or Nappa's, or the Kid Gohans. I feel like they're going to focus more on, you know, a specific moment of a character. So for example, Teen Gohan obviously is going to be the Kid Gohan we get in that game. And, you know, you got, will we get Ultimate Gohan? I feel like we will, because they're kind of different characters, but you're not going to get all the variations of Gohan. You're not going to get the Great Saiyamans, the Kid Gohan with the bowl cut from Namek. You're going to get Teen Gohan as a Super Saiyan 2, and then you'll probably get Ultimate Gohan, and that's kind of how they go with it. With that said, though, let's talk about the characters that we do want to see. So, I kind of broke down my list. You broke down your list as well. We can just do one by one. My first one that I kind of want to see a lot, actually, no. The first one that I really want to see is Beerus. Beerus, I mean, come on. Beerus is a character that, you know, a lot of us have fallen in love with. He's just awesome. He's very, very powerful. And with how unique his fight style is as well, in games like Xenoverse 1, where he basically dances when he fights, I feel like a company like Arc System Works can really work on that character and make him a lot of fun to play. On top of that, the animations from the attacks will be beautiful. Imagine throwing a Sphere of Destruction with Beerus, Danny. How awesome would that be?
Yeah, true. Oh, someone I want to see in the game is Hit, for sure.
Oh, I agree. It's funny, he's actually on my list too. Why Hit though? I guess I shouldn't answer the question because we probably have the same reasoning, but why Hit?
He's so unique, like his fighting style. Like, I guess I'm more so curious how they would implement the time skip and things like that into like a 2D fighter. And he's much less key based than everyone else. So he's just like, his fight style I feel like is much more different than anyone else we've seen fight in the series so far. So I feel like him they could do a lot with him. I feel like he could be a really unique character.
You know, it's funny you say that. It's actually, there was an interview with the producer of Dragon Ball Fighterz, and she mentioned that they have a lot more unique. They will have a lot more unique characters in this game than what unique was in the older games. So I feel like because Hit does fight somewhat differently, and he's not very much key based, he will be a character. But I also feel like he wasn't as major of a Dragon Ball Super character like someone else was, like Rose, for example. I feel like Rose will have a higher chance to be in a game than Hit. But then again, at the same time, Hit, like you said, fights so differently that he could be a good fit. Which, by the way, Rose is my next one. I want to see Rose for obvious reasons, just because I feel like he's become a fan favorite to a lot of people. He's one of the coolest villains. I don't really care about Zamasu. Zamasu, you know, you can skip Zamasu in this game, even though Zamasu was fun in Xenoverse 2. But between both of those, definitely Rose. I mean, can you just imagine the Divine Lasso, or even the freaking Scythe as an ultimate?
The Scythe, they could do the Scythe. Like, we could actually see the Scythe in this game. That's true.
Yeah, 100%. So definitely Rose for me. Hit, man, honestly, between Hit and Rose, I want to go for Rose more. But at the same time, Hit was one of my favorite characters in Xenoverse 2. I just stopped using him because he became too easy to play as. But obviously, in a game like Fighters, you won't have to worry about that case. Because the thing about Dragon Ball Fighters is it's an actual fighting game. You don't have to worry about imbalances or power stuff. Like the joke with Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 right now is when you get mad, you pull out Kaioken Blue Goku. You're probably never going to see that in Fighters. But then again, I might be wrong. Because in Guilty Gear, my Super Saiyan Goku is Soul bad guy. And Danny has a lot of experience fighting my Soul. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it. Someone else I want to see in the game. So, the next couple might be a little bit out of left field for most people because they're not that exciting of characters. But someone else I want to see in the game is Crillon. I want Crillon in there.
Wait, why Crillon?
Krillon, on my channel multiple times over the time that I've been on YouTube, I've made videos about how Crillon is one of the best Z fighters, hands down. He might not be the strongest, but he's one of the best Z fighters, and he always hangs in there. He also, I feel like, has a really unique fighting style with the Destructo discs and things like that, and he's very creative. He's very strategic with his attacks.
You know what?
And he's just always been one of my favorite characters.
You're absolutely right. You know, between the Z fighters, again, I don't think we'll see Yamcha and Tien. But if you're going to add anybody from the Z fighters outside like the main crew, I could see Crillon definitely being one because he does have a unique fight style, especially what we saw him do in Dragon Ball Super this past couple episodes when he was in between the tournament actually happening with doing a solar flare and stuff like that. And again, you can also add a lot of flashy moves with that as well. And even look, his freaking spread Kamehameha will be amazing too.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine.
It'll work so much better in 2D than it does in 3D.
Yeah, like, I feel like you can do a lot with Crillon. But at the same time, I also feel like Crillon might be one. Okay, this is tough, because like, Krillon's an important character, but I'm like, will they actually add him? So, this is so weird to talk about, because a lot of people watch this video are probably gonna be like, are you serious? Is this even a question? But again, I don't know. I mean, Arc System works. They will do stuff very differently than a company like Dibs, than a company like, Spike that did the Tenkaichi series. It's going to be there's going to be a lot less, characters involved that you grew up with, but they'd be all just so unique that whoever we get will be fun.
I would actually, you know what I would be curious about? This is just a little aside. I would actually be curious if it's actually up to Arc System Works, like which characters they put in, or if they were like handed a list and they were like, these are the characters that have to be in the game. Like you
know
have
what?
to put
That's
these
actually a
characters
really good question. That's a really good question. I don't know. I have no idea how it works. I feel like if they do something like that, it makes a lot of sense, in which case they'll probably have like the more important characters. Maybe they got some leeway, which, oh, by the way, here's the 25 we wanted for sure, but then the last 5, last 10, last whatever, you can do whatever you want with it. With that said, one that I would want that's kind of left field is Roshi. And I know you're thinking, like Roshi doesn't make sense fighting people like Kaioken Blue Goku, Hit, yada yada yada, Frieza. Remember, this is not Xenoverse. This is not meant to be a Dragon Ball simulator. It's an actual fighting game. If you guys remember, on the PlayStation 2, well, you guys might not remember, on the PlayStation 2 for Super Dragon Ball Z, which was a fighting game made by, I believe, Dimps, and the same team that made Street Fighter, they had Chi-Chi as a playable character, which is kind of different. And then, of course, Tenkaichi series had Yajirobe, Master Roshi, and some Dragon Ball characters. So, well, that was more a simulator as well. But like, if they have a character like Roshi, I would love to see that, just because it's, number one, it's Roshi, and two, once again, he fights very, very differently. And from what they've basically said in interviews and stuff like that, these characters, they're going to, be a lot more unique and different. It's not going to be a matter of picking up one character and then you learn everybody else. You have to individually learn every single character. So those who've been playing Guilty Gear this past week, if you happen to pick up the game because you saw people playing it, I'm sure you've noticed it. You master one character, well, I don't even want to say master, but you learn one character and then you go to another one. The button inputs might be the same, but the combos and connections and how the player actually moves and does stuff on the field was way different than like something like in Xenoverse where you can do random battles and still be decent at the game. So that's something to keep in mind. Like, these characters are going to be greatly, greatly different. But yeah, do you got anybody else?
Yeah, my next one that I would love to see for sure is Piccolo.
Oh, Piccolo's. I feel like they can't not do Piccolo.
I mean, they can't not do Piccolo, right? Like, he's got, I mean, just his moves, for one thing. He has the Hell Zone Grenade, which is
the stretchy
phenomenal.
moves, too. Stretchy arms.
The stretchy arms. There's always going to be one character in the fighting game that's got stretchy arms. And I feel like, I mean, it's either Boo, which Fat Boo is already in the game, or Piccolo. And Piccolo is just, he can do, he makes multiple copies of himself, which actually Hyper Dragon Ball Z has done very well. So it's entirely Piccolo is always a fun character to play with. I'm just saying.
I agree. Yeah. You know, my last one I'm gonna toss on this list is Gogeta. This one's more of a fan favorite to me. You know, Gogeta wasn't in Xenoverse 1, and that was always kind of like a disappointment to me. And then they added him in Xenoverse 2, which was really nice. He's so much fun to play as in Xenoverse 2. Well, Xenoverse 1 had Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but I'm talking about Super Gogeta. He's like one of my favorite characters as far as, you know, like the guilty pleasure characters, where it's just like we see him like once or twice. People like the Janimbas, people like their, you know, Brolys and stuff. That's Gogeta to me. And again, Gogeta is also a character that can be super flashy. Imagine the Stardust Breaker or Soul Punisher as an ultimate attack in this game. It would be beautiful.
True.
So
I got one more.
One more. What you got?
Future Trunks.
Actually, he was on my list.
He's gotta be in there. He's got the sword. He's got the attacks. Now he has the new rage mode. He's got so much going on for him. He's got to be in there.
I'm pretty sure you'll see him because I think there's an interview that was done this past week where they talked about if there's any characters with weapons, and they kind of laughed, implying Trunks. So I'm pretty sure Trunks will be definitely one. I mean, look, when it comes down to...
Is it Trunks or is it Kid Goku with the power pole?
It's got to be Trunks because they said they were talking about Trunks, and they kind of laughed about it. I mean, again, nothing's confirmed as of now. And ultimately, in the end, if you made it to this far of the video before you started raging, because I'm sure people are like already raging because the roster is going to be a lot smaller. I'm sure we're going to get all the major characters, the more important ones. But don't expect the Zarbons and the Dodorias of this game. And I just want to say, to those who are asking for Dodoria and Zarbon in Xenoverse 1, why don't I ever see you guys in Xenoverse 2? Where you at, huh? With that said, when we get information about, you know, the roster, you know, we'll probably get some info sometime in the next couple weeks, maybe, fingers crossed, as far as the next reveal, because I feel like we're going to get something sometime soon. If we don't, well, probably next month. I think VJump will be most likely the one that's going to release that info. We'll let you guys know. But for now, the question I want to ask you guys is of the major characters, which one do you care the least about that you don't care if they exclude? Drop it down below. And remember, no Frieza Soldiers and Cell Juniors and Cybermen in this answer. You have to have an actual character, like an important one. Like if you say, I don't want Garlic Jr., great. That answered the question. I don't consider him a major character, but he's kind of like he had, you know, something in the anime. Or you could, if you even want to say you don't care about
his own movie, bruh.
Yeah, if you want to say I don't care for Broly, or, you know, I don't care for freaking Ultimate Gohan, yada yada yada, that's an answer as well. So who's up for you? Drop that down below and let's talk about it as a community. Again, everybody has an opinion. Don't kill each other or the fact that someone might not want the same character as you. Everybody's different. Can't stress that enough. Don't fight each other. Anything else, Danny?
Nah, you good.
All right, well, with that said, let's talk about it in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave a like rating as well. And yeah, as soon as there's more information about the game, I will let you guys know. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day. This has been Jaden Tasting and Rhymestyle. We'll see you guys in the comment section below.